We are here. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the Psycho-Social Hour. That's right.
Hello.
It's pretty clever, don't you think?
It's not bad. I would.
What do you mean not bad? All right,
It's up there.
Debbie
It's
Downer
up there.
over there.
Debbie-
We start introducing fucking people. Debbie Downer over there. We got Frank, who is producing the show. I want to give a big shout out to Frank and Liz. Last week helped out producing the show. Got put in time out and can't do lives. And Liz and Frank have stepped up to the plate. Thank you guys. And we also have Mr. Mikey Doomsday over there. Doomsday 101 joining us. And of course, over there, I don't know how it's facing there. Is it that way? It's that way, right? Yep, there we go. We have Chiller. We have Chiller the Clown, a.k.a. Black Unright. So I said that backwards. And off camera, we have Mrs. Dreads. Mrs. Dreads. What?
I am here.
You are here. I might have to turn you up a little bit. You're very soft-spoken, unlike
Hello.
me.
Hello.
All right, we got something fun, I think, to do tonight. And I'm going to start this whole shindig out. We're going to talk about some urban legends. Now, there are some out there that are kind of based around some sort of historical fact that can maybe be tracked down via paper trail or something. Okay, and then it just got blown out of proportion. And then there's some that's just somebody just made that shit up, big werewolf or something running around, right? And it can be sketchy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to start. So I asked everybody, I don't know, Frank, you may not be, I don't know if you have any off the top of your head out there. You're on the West Coast.
We do. We have here in Bakersfield, we have the Lords of Bakersfield.
The Lords I thought that was the Foo Fighters.
Yeah. it's basically an urban legend of the whole, there's the oligarchs and all this other stuff controlling everything and the whole sex ring and all this other stuff. It's pretty fucking brutal, man.
Sounds like Congress.
Sorry, I forgot. I did forget.
You did forget.
I forgot to do this real fast. I apologize.
Right.
Where's my warning at? There we go.
Warning, the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
That includes me.
Why are you laughing at me? Mrs. Dread's laughing at me, man, because I get all like I did. I sat all up. I'm like, warning.
Warning, Will Robinson, warning.
I just got to do the voice that I've been doing the last couple of days, the troll voice. Warning! That's here in the warning.
God. Oh, man. No, you have no reason to apologize after being on your show last night.
It was a show.
It was fun.
Parachuting, please.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna start with Ohio. Me and Mrs. Dreads are here in Ohio, and I'm gonna start with two urban legends, and I want you to tell me which one is real and which one is fake.
Sure.
Okay. We're gonna start with the Blue Flame Ghost. Now, this is a young woman right around the 1930s from Sugar Grove, Ohio. She apparently fell in love with a guy, and it was soon found out he had a really bad fucking temper. And after a few months of courting, see what I did there? The courting. It was 1930s, man. They didn't say dating or shacking up. They said courting.
Oh, Jesus.
Did they
some
do
of the
soaking too? Did they do soaking too?
Right. Well, you will find out. Some of the locals would notice them two fighting in public. And I guess sometimes it got pretty bad. There were screaming matches. And, one day, this fighting all kind of came to a big, abrupt crescendo, if you will. They were driving along this road. They parked on this bridge. Doesn't every urban legend have a bridge? Or every state has an urban legend that has a fucking bridge?
Or they have a lover's corner or whatever it's called, like when they go off and he had one hook for a hand.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we're almost to that point.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, there was no hook for a hand. Apparently, Sugar Bee Dreads is going off about something. But anyway, what had happened was they got into a fight per usual, and she had enough and pulled out a knife and began to vigorously slash his throat to the point of decapitation.
She OJ'd him.
Damn.
Yeah.
And no, here's where it gets good. It ain't got good yet.
Tell me.
She covered in blood. She decided she leaves the car with her fiance at the time, his head in her hand, okay, and starts walking through the woods. She apparently collapses down by a little creek and is then discovered by locals. And of course, the urban legend starts: if you go to this bridge, you can see a blue aura that they say.
If you yell her name.
If you yell her name, she'll come down from the mountaintop. This blue, that's what they call the blue flame ghost. And that's
So
one
you
of
have
them.
to yell her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to yell her name, and she'll come down from like one of the hilltops.
What was her name again?
No, I never found out. That's why I think that this.
So do you just yell, "Oh, baby, come here, baby"?
Hey, blue hair woman.
Hey, you.
Hey, you.
Come down here.
Hey, female.
Where's my sandwich? That's what you got to yell. That's what she gets mad at.
Yeah, and then they come stomping down the hill.
Got the
Ladder
man.
and shit. All right, now here's my second one. This is funny. The melon heads of Ohio.
This
melon
The melon heads.
melon.
Yep.
Melon, yes. This is out of Lake County, Ohio. Okay.
Oh, gorgeous.
Now, yes. Now, Frank, you may be slightly intrigued on this because this almost sounds kind of similar to your Unit 731.
That was a brutal show.
And
Yes.
this is not going to get that brutal. Okay. There's actually two theories to this. Okay. One theory is that it was a government secret experiment done on local children in Lake County, Ohio. Okay. And
What?
I can believe it.
then they say that part of this experiment, all these experiments was done by, well, not all of them, but a large portion of them were done by a guy by the name of Dr. Crow, who took kids in orphanages and would just pump them up full of all kinds of shit. It got to the point where their hair fell out. Their bodies started becoming mutated. They said that their heads and cranium swelled up because of an over injection or of water somehow, and their heads blew up. Now, this all came to one of the theories all came to a abrupt halt again when these children had quite enough and attacked Dr. Crow. They killed him, burnt the house down, and then scampered off into the woods. And they have the melon heads. They became cannibals, feral, and so.
And this is a local legend
Yes.
in Ohio. Oh, this
Yes.
is pretty fucking brutal. I actually would like to look into that more.
Right. Exactly.
I think you just gave me show prep.
You're welcome. So let's just go over. Let's start with Mikey. Mikey, which one of those do you think is actually backed by some sort of factual history or documentation? Which one's just complete bullshit?
I think the one that's fact would have to be the Ohio Melonheads, because I mean that I could say it's more factual, because I mean if it's a government experiment and I mean they're cannibals and stuff like that, that's
Well,
more
was it
believable.
It was a theory, and I have to admit, I did not get the chance to look into this as much as I wanted to. Although local historians down there in Lake County, I did come across a news clip and an interview with this woman who, she actually seemed pretty damn, convinced. A lot of the locals do that this is something that happened. I have not yet seen any documentation, whether it be, governmental or just, local files, stating that is true. I just wanted to throw that out there. But okay, go ahead. So you think the blue flame ghost that one is bullshit?
Yeah, I kind of think it's bullshit, because I mean, like, who is this person? If you supposedly go to this bridge, who is it that you're supposed to call? I mean, has anybody ever really seen this thing? Has anybody ever really called her name? So
there has been speculation. Yes, I've seen this person. All you got to do is just go there and go. And she'll come running down the fucking hill. Next thing you know, there's blue flame ghost person.
And then you go.
Because give him a big.
Just rip it out.
Had it been me, I'd be going like, "Hey, vieja, te servo una sandwich."
Something tells me you just asked for a sandwich.
I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah,
Man.
I think so.
Right. Yeah, I'm not getting it. All right, so Frank, well, which one do you think is bullshit, and which one do you think might be somewhat factual?
I'm gonna go the opposite of the Mikey here. I think the government one is bullshit. I definitely, I mean, the ghost aspect of the chick, whatever when you call her name, is, it's you can get your paranormal investigators in that part of it, but the murder part of it, it sounds very legit. It sounds like they were having they were very much in a toxic relationship, and she said, "Fuck it, I'm slitting your throat," and that's what she did. So, it seems that way to me. I'm just saying. So
interesting. Well, you got one for one side, one for the other. Mrs. Dreads, well, which one do you think is fact and bullshit?
I think the Melonhead one's fact.
You think that one's fact?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think you're weird.
Why? Well, you think about it, because there are disorders and there are diseases out
there
that's where,
true.
Like, it's overabundance of fluid in the head, and the head swells. So, I mean,
creating melonheads.
Well, I've only heard of it in animals. I've never heard of it in a human, but
that's kind of one and the fucking same on that one,
But what I'm saying is that there is, I mean, this can't happen.
Right, sure. Yeah, it's biologically possible. You get like werewolf syndrome or whatever. People just have hair. They just grows over every fucking part of their body.
Be a human bobblehead.
Have you seen, was it Transylvania 627, whatever? It was back in the 80s, and like the Wolf Man. That's what he had. It was Chris growing hair everywhere. He's all, look, man. He's all, electrolysis work. I can go to the beach now. He had like a spot on his on his chest. Transylvania 657 or something like that. I can't remember the movie's name, but
I'm gonna have to watch that one.
I think it has Steve Guttenberg in it. I want to say it did.
Oh, good lord! All right, Mr. Don Black, aka Chilla the Clown. What are you thinking, man?
I think they're both true.
You think they're? Oh, wow!
Oh,
I think there's a possibility of murder, and like Frank said, a relationship could have went wrong. She could have freaked out and cut her spouse's head off.
Very true.
We see that in serial killers and things. So yeah, that's a possibility. The other possibility of the other one could be true too, because I actually knew somebody. They call them hydro something the other, where they're born with fluid on their
Oh,
brains
Hmm.
yeah.
and on their skulls, and they have an elongated forehead, and their head is abnormally big, and they have to
Oh
go
no.
in and drain the fluid off of the head. So yeah, I believe it's both true.
Yeah. Well, interesting. I honestly, I kind of feel the same fucking way, man. Now that you put it that way.
Can I bring something up real
It
fast?
Sure. Go ahead, Frank.
There, I mean, we covered MK Ultra and the stuff that he did with MK Ultra and project Operation Paperclip, Artichoke,
Mm-hmm.
and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The government did at one time purchase enough LSD to dose half the population of the United States.
Born too late, I was.
I know all of us were. Now you can't find LSD anywhere. But they did do this, and the CIA was dosing people left and right. They were pulling them into rooms. They were using Operation, what was it called, Sex Kitten. So I mean, it is possible,
meow meow.
very much possible
Meow.
that this was happening. So I just, for me, I think I'm thinking the girl was the real one.
No, and you're right, and that's why I was like, because I do show prep, like I don't, okay,
We're all the same.
you know, so I probably should have looked into this more, but just a general Google search did not bring up, because I Googled government experimenting Lake County, nothing popped up, nothing credible anyway, so. Maybe that was something, but Dr. Crow was considered a mad scientist, and he was said to, take and just experiment on these orphan kids because nobody would miss an orphan kid.
That's,
So I'm almost thinking more the mad scientist, Dr. Crow motherfucker, is probably pretty, could be legit. I don't know.
there are aspects of our government, or in general, like I don't know if you've ever heard of the satanic government, where I can't think of the guy's name, but he mixed a lot of, the guy brought up he did a lot of stuff with the Egyptian pantheon, and this is real. Michael Aquino, I think his name is.
It sounds familiar.
Bushy eyebrows. He was a lieutenant or officer or something like that in the Air Force, and he did a lot of experiments. And the government let him get away with this, with pedophilia and stuff like that, because they found out, one of the things that they found out is that when children and stuff like that are abused, which relates back to MK Ultra and stuff like that, when children are abused, they retain information. They retain it really well. And then that's where you get the whole, while they snap into their alter ego and then they go out and murder everyone. It's where you get the weird stuff like that. So
Right.
Actually, thinking about it now, it's very possible.
Quite possible.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. All right, well, we'll get away from the fucking melon heads. That was actually me and Jody's combination there.
That's a good one.
Here. Let's go with Mikey. Mikey, first of all, where do you call home? I'm not sure. I know what state you reside in.
I live in Mission, Texas.
Okay, Mission, Texas. All right, what's some urban legends you got going on down there in Mission?
So, urban legend here, it says the riverbanks of the Rio Grande Valley have been haunted by what is called La Llorona, searching in vain for her two children whom she stabbed and threw them in the river after her boyfriend told her he wanted nothing to do with her kids.
Mm-hmm.
So she went back to her lover's home, still in her bloody nightgown, to show him what she was willing to do to be with him. So basically, there's two parts to this. There's two sides to this. Not really, one of them is that she stabbed her kids and she stabbed herself and in the river and stuff and drowned. Another side of the story says that a mob of people went and killed her. I guess they lynched her. and she came back. I guess she made a pact with the devil or something. Came back, and the devil, being the devil, he cursed her to walk the earth forever, looking for those kids. And in the process, supposedly kids die.
Done
Like
done
they
the
drown.
done the movie portray her as drowning one of the kids and then or both of them? Done the movie portray it
The
that way?
movie, the movie is just totally butchered.
It's just
It's
bullshit
a butchered. It's
from
a
the
butchered.
local
Yeah,
folklore, right?
yeah.
That was
But
Guillermo del Toro, wasn't it?
so
Yes.
yeah,
Yep.
she basically she just wanders around looking for kids, and supposedly they say if kids are looking around in the riverbanks and stuff
Right.
at night, that supposedly that she'll take them and drown them too. And so yeah, that's the La Llorona.
Okay.
And now I got another one here of La Lechuza.
I've
Now
never
that
heard of
one, okay, you're gonna hear about it now.
it. All right.
So from Hispanic folklore, La Lechuza is a said owl witch who sold her soul to Satan for magic powers.
Oh yeah, hold
When
on.
it
An
comes out,
owl witch?
yeah,
An
kind of like
owl, like woo woo
yes,
witch.
yes.
Okay.
Wait.
Just making
So
sure I'm hearing this
yeah,
right. These are
no, you're
Who's
hearing
on?
right. It's an owl.
Who's on first?
Huh?
Who's on first?
what's on second? I don't know.
I don't know the rest of it. I know who's on
Oh
first
my
and what's
God.
on second. That's it. I'm sorry, Mikey.
So anyway, she sold this said owl witch sold its soul to Satan for magic powers. When it comes out at night, it kind of looks like a harpe, which is a Greek
My
owl
ex-wife.
looking. It's an owl. It has an owl body with a head of a woman. So depending on who you ask varies. Some say if a lechuza crosses you, you will die, or a loved one will die. It's considered a bad omen, and you have and so basically, and I've seen it here. I haven't experienced it. Okay, so
I
there
was getting ready to
time.
ask you. You've
I'm
seen
gonna
this
say.
owl woman, this woman
Yeah,
with
I've
an owl
seen
head.
it. I've
Or
seen
no,
it.
it's a woman face with an owl body, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
basically, it's not per se woman's face. I mean, it like you
Resembles
really
a
look at it,
woman.
it'll resemble a woman's face.
Gotcha.
But local legend says that oh, it was a woman that sold her soul to the devil for magic powers, to curse people and stuff. And I mean, these motherfuckers, they sound nasty. Like one goes screeching by. I've been awake about like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And motherfucker goes passing by. I'll be smoking a cigarette. Go past, man. I mean, you talk about the hairs just fucking going up on your skin and shit like that. Like, I'm like, oh fuck, I'm going inside. Fuck this. I grab my shit and I go inside. I ain't staying for
Man.
that.
All right. Let's go around. All right. I'll start. Which one do I think is real and which one do I think is fake? I'm going to go with the obvious choice. I think there could be some validity to a Llorona. All right. My Llorona. And come on, like nobody was going to do that.
I was thinking it, but you beat me to
Right,
it.
as soon as he
Yeah, I
mentioned
was
that,
thinking
I
it
was
too.
like,
I was
come on,
thinking
man, that's got to come out. So I'm thinking there's more probably validity to that story versus the owl woman witch. That's going to be my guess.
It could be. I mean, but I mean, I think it's both. I think both of them are.
You're going to go with
Pretty
both.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Mrs. Dreads, what are you thinking? Owl woman witch or my Llorona?
I'd have to say probably a Llorona.
Is what bullshit
It's
or
true.
is more true?
Yeah.
Has more validity to it?
Did you tell him about when we thought we were buying the movie?
Yeah, here's a funny Llorona's movie story. Okay, wasn't it FYE? Where
Yeah.
was it? It was at FYE, right? And You know, they always seem to have a lot of good, horror movies and everything. And I think I found it in like the $5 bin or something.
Yeah, and it just came out.
And it just came out. And I'm like, how the fuck? How's it? Shit, that's all me. I go back. It's like a homemade fucking movie, dude. It is a homemade like 5 minutes movie. Of it. Yeah, we got through 5 minutes. I'm like, I don't think this is the right movie.
Never know, though. It could be a really good movie.
Well, no, it is. It is a really good movie when you watch the real.
Yeah,
one.
I'm talking about the the fake one we got could be a
fake
good one.
It's horrible.
We don't know. We didn't make it.
Go ahead, Frank.
I did the same thing with The Quiet Place. My Liz and me went to go see the movie, and we're sitting there for fucking 30 minutes. We're sitting front row because I like to be front row and I like to see the screen. I'm watching it, and we're both going, "What the fuck is going on?" They're just being silent. What the fuck? They're just walking around quietly. I was like, I get it. These monsters can fucking murder them if they hear things, but they're not explaining shit. They're just not showing backstory here. We literally just went back and got our money back after 20 minutes in. We're like, fuck this shit. Right. Had friends telling us, oh, the monsters in there are pretty fucking cool. It's like, yeah, but when does the monsters come out? What, 2 hours in?
Right, exactly. Frank, what do you think? The Llorona or the Owl Woman? Which? La
Llorona is also a local legend here in California. It actually spans a couple states into Mexico. And
really?
You do see the woman wandering around in streets around here and stuff like that, like fields and stuff like that, looking for her kids. I do think there is validity to it, or some validity to it, that this person did murder her kids, and something happened along those lines. As for how real is it, I've never experienced it, but I've had friends who say we did see a shadowy figure dressed in white wandering around screaming. So I'm going to say that's possible. That's very much true. As for the Owl
one is versus Owl Woman, yeah.
The Owl Woman is actually more along the lines of the legend of like the Banshees and stuff like that. Like it's all the same. It's one of those ones that span continents and oceans and stuff like that go around among everybody. Like pyramids, where there's pyramids here, pyramids there. It's all the same. It's pretty cool.
But with the Owl Witch Woman, I mean, over here, I'm like Mexicans here. Oh my God! Like they will shit their pants if they see if they see those things flying. I've seen tough guys from prison. They're fucking sitting there drinking and snorting their shit and everything like that. All of a sudden you hear that motherfucker passing by. They're out. Like fuck this,
screeching, and them some bitches elbows and assholes, boy. Pow, pow, knees and chest, motherfucker. Done. That's funny, man. So they find it very real, man. The locals just see that Owl Woman as that's some real shit right there.
And they'll start cursing up a storm and fucking talking about chilies and tomatoes.
I don't know.
The monk, man.
Can you give us a sample in Spanish, Mikey, because you speak it so fluently?
Yeah, go ahead. Hey.
La verga. Hombre, saca el pinche chile, tomate y cebolla, que la chingada. La pinche lechuza acá.
I love it when he does
this. Oh my God, dude.
I had to get him to do it. He does it every now and then. It's so freaking great.
And don't think it's the wrong way, but why is it so funny when you people cuss and shit? Because you do it so fast, and it cracks me up. I couldn't get cussed out by a Mexican. I couldn't do it, man. I'd laugh at him. And I was like, dude, that's the funniest shit I've ever heard.
It's fast and poetic.
I really don't know, man. I'm just part Mexican.
It rhymes, it flows, and it just goes. Yeah.
It's like, wow.
I always said we sound like trumpets.
Frank just spit his beer, I think. No,
I almost did.
Almost. I thought you did. My God, fucking trumpets.
Oh my God, there goes the trumpets again.
Oh my God. Oh God. That's incredible. All right, Don, Llorona, or fucking Owl Woman.
I believe there's truth in both of them.
There we go again. Boy, this is starting to be a habit with you.
But let me explain.
All right.
I've heard this legend for a long time about La Llorona and her looking for her children. Supposedly she has long black hair and dressed in white most of the time, and she wanders around crying. And it's supposed to be a curse from the devil since she killed her own kids, is what I heard now. There's always, different tales and stuff of it, but it's all around the United States, Mexico, other places. So I do think there's some fact in that. Now, the owl witch, I don't believe it's a harpy or anything like that. I do believe that it is an owl species, like a barn owl or a screech owl.
But, hey, them harpies are fucking weird looking motherfuckers.
Them ex-wives, man, I swear to God.
Because if you ever heard of screech owl,
Oh, yeah. I used to live on a farm.
Yeah.
There you go. There's one.
About like that. They'll scare the bejesus out of you.
I know.
They're loud. Yes.
Wow.
And there they go. A la verga. Santo Tomás de los pelos parados.
Yeah, what he said.
Did you just say, "Where's my dick?" and "Where's Jesus Christ to save me"?
No.
I'm kidding.
No, that's fucking great.
Oh shit!
All right, let's go with Frank. Tell me about a couple urban legends there on the West Coast, my friend.
Well, I'll take something from my hometown. We brought up the Lords of Bakersfield, right? Supposedly, here in my hometown, the DA and all of them are. Everything here is linked because we have a lot of stuff with child molestation, people getting off for some odd reason with our DA and stuff like that. They never say why. It's hard to find the information on it, but there is hearsay that there is basically an order of people here in my hometown who kind of run things. If you've ever seen True Detective, the first season of True Detective,
I think
it's very much that. People bringing in kids and stuff like that for sacrifices and rituals and stuff like that, and that's a lot of stuff that goes on here. The second thing that we have here is that we actually have an active serial killer, supposedly. Body parts keep just showing up, and they've been showing up for years. The most recent one that happened here is I'm sorry.
Was an arm in the river.
It was an arm in a river, local river around here, and a
that's
van down
normal,
a river.
I guess,
No, not normal at all, but it happens. And they found body parts in one of our rec areas and like that, in the lake and like that. So, I'm sorry, I know I've just presented facts here for mine.
I'm gonna go with the latter one. I'm gonna say the arms in the lake. That's probably got a little more truth to it.
Go fish and look at your buddy and say, "Can you lend me a hand?" Look down. Oh, thank you.
Hey man, I'm a little short-handed.
Oh, Mikey.
All right. So, I saved the, I guess the best for last because Don came with he just came with a plethora because I guess like Ohio being a neighboring state down there in Kentucky,
Take yourself down for a second.
I guess we share some too. Right on, brother. I guess we share some. So why don't you just jump into that, man? What's some of the ones you found there? The KY state. No offense.
There's the legend of the blue people. There's actually a tale of a family of people that lived in Defeated Creek, Kentucky, that were actually the color blue.
Interesting. So like avatars or like the Blue Man Group or Smurfs,
just
just
Smurfs,
regular
Blue
people. But what shade of blue? Are we talking navy blue, sky blue, baby
Like,
blue?
They vary in color.
What?
Varied in color.
They varied in color.
Varied in shades
Oh, wow.
of blue, like 50
Little
Shades of Blue.
Yeah,
50
shades of blue. 50 Shades of Blue. And they were the Fugatti family that actually settled in Defeated Creek. That
Are those the
actually
ones that
had
started the blue people?
Yes, the
Okay.
Fugatti family. They were
Fugatti.
from France. Yes.
Fugatti blue people.
Uh-huh. And what's really weird. Now I'm gonna tell you what's really weird is that I actually
we haven't got to the weird part yet.
I
You got blue people running around in Kentucky, and that's not weird.
Well, that's weird, but I actually met one of these blue people.
Shut the fuck up! You didn't take a picture?
I wished I had but I was younger and I didn't have a camera. I was shopping at the local grocery store, and every now and then she would come in, but
they buy and sell some blue.
Mostly being blue, she was elusive. You know what I'm saying? She didn't come into public places.
Right the fuck out. Whether come on, she's blue.
Well, I freaked out when I saw it. She was actually blue, and I thought it was all BS until I actually. Alrighty, welcome back.
Hi.
Was this blue person you met in the shopping in the grocery store? Was that person the shade of Liz's hair right there? Was it that kind of blue?
No, it was a brighter blue.
Brighter blue. Okay.
Yeah, like Smurf blue. Smurf blue. Smurf blue.
Smurf blue. Okay, so like
Smurf
blue.
blue.
Go ahead.
Is my mic working?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. And it's a genetic defect, a chromosome defect that causes this blue skin color where the blood doesn't get enough oxygen and to certain places, and it causes the skin to turn blue. Now, it can also be caused by silver
I had that. I mean, is that bad? I want to be a blue person.
You want to blue?
Oh, just be blue.
Hell, if I were blue, I'd start singing.
If you drink too much colloidal silver, you'll turn blue.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
He was on
a health food store right up the street, man. They got all kinds of that shit.
But this family had the genetic defect that would turn their skin blue because they were
just popping out little blue babies all over the place.
Blue
man.
babies.
They were smurfing it up.
Basically genetic cyanosis.
Basically.
That's kind of
but yeah, that's actually a true story. There's actual documentation and pictures of these blue people.
So there's no reason to even guess what with your next one because we were guessing fact or fiction.
Well, here's
usually that's a fucking
well,
true
that
story
was
right there.
That is fucking fact.
That was just a bonus.
And check this out, Jody's actually looking this shit up. Go ahead.
And Liz is looking. We're looking stuff up too.
Well, I have a couple stories, but I needed to remember the words for some of them.
Go ahead, John.
I don't know if I can pronounce it right. What they do have, because it is a Fugate. It says that there are some still living. They're in good health despite having, and it's methemoglobinemia or something.
Yes.
And
yes.
It's something that it's a genetic disorder that they do have that causes them to have blue skin.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would have been the Blue Man Group then.
Yeah.
They're like, man, that's my nigga.
How did you make your money? I got famous.
I got blue.
In Las Vegas.
I got blue.
Playing drums.
Well, I mean, that was so hard to believe. I mean, that's just like the little green.
Kind of hard to believe.
What I'm saying? Blue men,
Okay.
But the next one is Pilot Knob in Marion, Kentucky. And
Pilot
this is
I'm there with you. Excuse me?
Pilot Knob.
Okay. Right. We all lean in. And
it was one of the most disturbing, one of the disturbing Kentucky myths by far. It was a little girl.
Come on.
No. A little girl who said to haunt Pilot Knob in Marion, Kentucky. The story tells of a mother and her 6-year-old daughter that were accused of being witches and were burned at the stake. And the accusers feared that the spirit of the little girl would survive the burning. So they created an intricate metal grave designed to keep her spirit entrapped. So the grave it's got a fence around it, a metal fence, but the grave itself, she was buried with the coffin, and then the coffin, and then cement on top of it, and then gravel, and then dirt to keep her. Yes.
Oh wow.
They were really scared of her.
Yeah, well, it's really weird. It says today people tell tales of the metal surrounding the grave being bent, which there is pictures of the metal being bent. And it says the girl's spirit is so powerful because she can't escape that fence. It's got crosses in it, so she can't go across the crosses out of the fence. So she wanders back and forth and paces across her grave. She's like 5 or 6 years old. Her name is Mary. And they say she's powerful enough if you get too close to the grave that she can actually pull your, I guess, your spirit or your energy away from you and make you fall onto the grave or close to the grave. Can make you just collapse. There's been sightings of her trying to lure people over to the fence at night. But they never figured out where her mother is buried. She's always trying to pace back and forth. She wants to escape to find her mother's spirit. So that's one of them. And
I love that.
And here's another one. There's a
That's
witch's
awesome.
tree. That's cool. There is a witch's tree in Louisville, Kentucky.
Witch's tree.
That a lot of the witches' covens and stuff would go around and do their rituals and do, practice their magic. And it's said that the development of Louisville got so big, they threatened to cut it down. Well, they went and they cut the tree down. So the witches placed a curse on Louisville, and a storm came and almost completely destroyed Louisville. And during this tornado with this storm,
what year
a
did this
lightning
happen?
bolt struck the stump where this
1986.
tree was. And
That's not why I was
the
born.
tree
1986 when this happened.
and the tree
Was it really?
sprouted
I don't know.
there was another tree that
Another
grew
tree
same
sprouted
spot.
right where that original tree was. So that's got to
it was
be that witch.
mangled.
It's got to be.
It's mangled and twisted, and people leave beads and trinkets to appease the storm god and to make the witches and
Storm
stuff.
god.
They leave
Wow.
stuff there to appease Thor.
Thor, the storm god.
I guess,
The god.
but
of lightning.
they say that there's like
kiss
some
stuck in
kind
my
of
head
spirit
suddenly.
attached to that tree.
Louisville can't handle another hammer.
They can't.
Mm-mm.
They can't handle the Van Hammer.
Can't handle the bad hammer. So, is that all you got, Don?
Well, I can go on. There's another one I can.
Please tell me more. Tell me more.
I have a few.
Oh, well, all right.
Oh, well, go ahead, Jody.
Well, then,
That wasn't me.
no, that wasn't Jody. How about Liz? Go ahead.
Oh, is that Liz?
That was me.
Liz, sorry. Go ahead.
You're fine. So, I'm from Whittier, here in California.
Okay.
Anaheim and Whittier.
The narcos. There's a big shipment of cocaine coming into
Lovely.
Whittier, California. Okay.
So there is a canyon called Turnbull Canyon. It is famous for Native American spirits that want revenge, having Hell's Gate in there, basically cults and witchcraft and satanic worship and all this kind of stuff, really. So the namesake of Turnbull, his name was Robert Turnbull. He was a Quaker. He was murdered in 1888, and many believe that his murder actually unleashed a wave of evil onto the canyon.
I thought we were going Jonah Hex and General Turnbull.
I actually love movies.
Quakers.
Awesome. I love Josh Brolin.
So there's stories of kidnapped children all through there. There is a Native American spirit called, and I can never pronounce this. Let me see if I can find it. Hutakunga. Or no, it's actually what they call Turnbull and Hacienda Heights. They call it that because they call it the dark place.
Uh-huh.
They actually had warned to avoid the area because of dark spirits. There was also in Turnbull a insane asylum that burnt down in the 1930s. Hell's Gate is there apparently.
So is this?
No
let me
shit.
ask: is this cursed land from the Native Americans?
Yes.
And I mean, I've gone up to Hell's Gate. It's I'm showing Frank a picture of it right now.
I've seen this. I've seen this place before because I do want to say there's some bodies actually found there because of serial killers and stuff like that. Like not William. I think William Bonham and stuff like that. The freeway killer and stuff like that. I want to say
I
that.
can't confirm that, but
I can't confirm it either because I skimmed over a lot of his stuff, but I do recognize this photo from some serial killer pics and stuff like that.
in 1952 there was a plane crash that killed 29 people, and there you go, the bodies. There were bodies of 2 women that were recovered in
it's recent.
2002 or 2009 basically.
Between 2002 and 2011 they found 2 bodies. One of them was they did pull one of them out specifically in 2009. That's what it said.
And then so having gone up there myself a lot and partied as a teen,
because you don't do that now.
Oh, never.
No, we just do it in our room.
Not in a cave or anything.
No, nothing. No, so some of the stuff that I've seen there personally, we've gone up to Hell's Gate in the middle of the night. There was a cult area that burnt down, and all that's left is... There's a house that burnt down. All that's left is a creepy merry-go-round, one of those push ones that, like, cause the death of many. When you go flying off at high speeds.
It got right back on that motherfucker.
I fell many times on my head and got right back home.
God, that worked out well for you, didn't it?
Yeah, it worked out real well. I'm in the asylum.
You're right.
Became a haunt actor, everything like that, and I was part of the Unrats.
There's as you drive up the canyon in the middle of the night, it looks like people are hanging from the trees, and that's actually part of the story from the Native Americans is that you can see hanging people.
Yeah.
The clan was known to have assembled up there at some point, and so that's another part of the legend of people hanging up there.
Yeah,
just hanging out.
Just hanging around.
Yeah, hanging out.
Hanging around.
Did Robert Smith.
There's also
his inspiration for the Hanging Garden.
no.
That's a good song. I love Robert Smith.
Hacienda Heights, in particular, is haunted by a bunch of children ghosts. Child ghosts.
I like kid ghosts.
No, they're creepy.
No.
Hey, Liz. How far do you live from Griffin Park?
We are about 2.5 hours away.
2.5 hours? Yeah, because I heard some stories about Griffin Park before.
Hey, there's somebody at our door. I'll be right back.
Oh, our food's here. Sorry, guys.
I
a
love
ghost.
that.
It's your Uber ghost.
He's like
driver.
ringing the
Oh,
doorbell.
that's a nice clown.
That is cool.
Nice
I
clown.
like that.
I will be right back.
I knew. Oh, you're fine. I knew you would, Chiller. That's why I brought that out, buddy.
I love it. That's cool. I love it.
That's pretty rad.
So, what do you think's fact or fiction of Don's?
Of Don's?
Mm-hmm.
The hell's was Don's? I was all into Liz's story.
We brought serial killers and everything into ours. Sorry,
I mean, well, Don just told us. He was
Speaking of
like, yeah, I
serial
mean,
killers,
all
did you hear
this
about
is
that one
fact.
guy
I
that
mean,
they
you
found?
can. What's that? What's that, Mike?
I go, speaking of serial killers, did you hear about that serial killer that just recently died? The I something killer. What's his name?
I-9 killer.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they found him
I-
right there in his cell, dead with his cellmate or something like that.
Yeah, he was
I just
strangled
recently
to
read
death.
that.
His cellmate was next to him.
Mm.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I did not.
I saw
Sorry,
it. It was,
So, I mean, where the hell we go from there?
My dogs are barking. I muted my mic for a second. My dogs are going crazy at my door right now. So I'm like,
No, that's all right. We like hounds
I
from
can tell you a
hell.
little short story.
Tell us.
Where I live.
I'm going to tell you a story.
Bowling
That's
Green,
my Bill
Kentucky.
Cosby impersonation. Sorry.
Bowling Green, Kentucky. We had a bridge that was a train bridge that was turned into just a regular bridge where cars can go over it. And if you park your car on the bridge, and shut it off and put it in neutral, it'll go to the other side of the bridge. And it's said that the dead children that died off that bridge will push you to the other end of the bridge.
We had the same kind of legend about that, but that's in San Antonio. It's supposedly these kids died on the train tracks or something like that. Their bus got hit by a train, and now if you go to that part of San Antonio and you turn off your car, you put powder all over the bumper and stuff. You can see their fingerprints and stuff like that. Now my mom tried it, and that happened.
Were these kids going to find Ray Brower's dead body? I'm just. No one gets
I have no idea.
Stand by Me. Stand by Me. The movie Stand by Me with Corey Feldman.
Oh yeah. Okay, that one.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I'm so distracted right now.
The whole train tracks, the kids, and train.
But the thing is, I tried it and it actually worked. But it could be an optical illusion too.
I think it has to do with I guess what you call it, physics and stuff like that. Like it has to do with all that kind of crap.
The bridge is on a slope.
Right.
But it doesn't look like it. It's like.
Me and Don were actually talking about this earlier. He had brought that up, and my mom years ago in the 50s and shit. There was places out in Maryland, which is actually where I grew up. Where they have like things like Gravity Hill and shit, and it's just like it's. I mean, it's a wow. You got fuzzy there.
I did. I have to move back and
right. But it's just natural phenomenons. I think that happen. It's just it's not like a ghost. Didn't you tell me, Don, that there were like it was the kids pushing you off the bridge to the other side or something?
Yeah,
is that what you said? All right. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the children.
Sorry.
That pushed you over to the other side.
You have places in like California where you actually have the mystery spot. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard that out of that place where like it practically feels like up is down and down is or left is everything's backwards, and then like
a whole vertigo thing.
Yes, compasses don't work. You can be in a room where it's it's perfectly straight, but you feel like you're slanting, stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's technically supposed to be like a ley line is what they're trying to say, or the theory or whatever it is behind it, and
that's what I would guess. Yeah,
is that one place where they've dropped a metal ball or something like that, and it starts rolling up instead of down.
Yeah,
I
you
saw
put a ball on the hill and it starts rolling up. Water flows upwards, and instead of going down, it's a weird optical illusion.
It's freaking trippy.
People get nauseous.
It has something to do with the ley lines, the energy lines too of the Earth.
See, that's what I was thinking about, that whole Gravity Hill thing.
And I got another one here.
Okay.
Otis, that you'll like. It's Bobby Mackey's Music World in Wilder, Kentucky. The structure now serves as Bobby Mackey Music World in Wilder, Kentucky. Started off as a slaughterhouse in the late 1800s. Rumors abound as to what happened in the building after the slaughterhouse closed. Some report that several murders took place, while other accounts tell of occultists who used the building's basement to perform their rituals. It had a well in it, and they threw all the cow parts and whatever else, and in this well. And
they say that's a portal to hell, don't they call it? Is that the particular well they call a portal to hell?
Right. And they used to perform rituals around this well, and it's billed as one of the most haunted nightclubs in the U.S. And the reports of hauntings include lights turning on and off, jukebox playing even when unplugged, and apparitions that appear behind the bar.
Mm.
So, yeah, there was a pregnant lady that was murdered. It was a botched abortion.
Mhm.
And then a love affair where the father killed the suitor, and then she took her own life. And yeah, I mean, the two main ghosts are like Pearl, and I can't think of the man's name. It was the one that did the bad abortion, and then the other
Bad
ghost
things.
is Joanne or something like that,
Mhm.
and she was the one that took her own life because of her suitor being killed. But
Okay.
yeah, it's and there's signs up everywhere in the bar saying that they're not responsible for any spiritual or ghost activity
Right.
that happens to you while you're there.
All right,
So yeah,
we're thank you, Chiller. We're at the 3-minute warning. Let's take it down there to Mikey. Mikey, give your show a shout out, man. Where can we listen to it? All that good stuff.
Yeah, you can listen to my show on Psycho Bunny Death Cult, Psycho Mantium 13, Roots Bleed Red, and on my page, Doomsday Aubrey TM.
Awesome.
And that's on Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Frank and Liz.
You can find us same as Psycho Bunny DC, Psycho Bunny Death Cult, Psycho Mantium 13, Psycho Bunny TV, Roots Bleed Red,
It's
which is
PBDC TV.
sorry, PBDC.
Hey,
TV.
Shauna.
I fucked up. Roots Bleed Red, which is our actual podcast and our page.
Metal Show.
The Metal Show with
Metal Show.
Beast and Jugs Unright. Beast is an asshole. He's a douche. He's just talks over everyone all the time. I don't know why.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. I don't know who that is. You can, Fridays is Roots Bleed Red at 7 o'clock Pacific and 10 p.m. Eastern. We talk about serial killers and murder and stuff.
Awesome.
And things.
Yeah, and things.
And stuff. We'll probably be continuing 731 again, though.
Right
Yeah,
on.
guys will be back.
Yeah, another part 2. Don Black.
Chiller the Clown and Queen Oysters on Facebook, Chiller the Clown on TikTok, Chiller the Clown on Instagram. Sponsored by D&J Vapors. Get you some chiller juice. And I am a Kentucky rep for Scary
Kentucky
Face
Fried Chicken.
here
Awesome.
on Facebook.
Awesome.
And I do want some chicken juice, D&J.
Kentucky
Good.
Fried
Or bacon.
Chicken. KFC vape
Fri-
juice.
Oh God.
Or bacon.
Is that real?
That's horrible.
No, we were joking around that would be
Oh, I was
his
wasting
flavor.
Yeah, and this little shindig, the Psychosocial Hour, is going to be seen here at Psycho Mantium 13 and Psycho Bunny Death Cult through their Facebook page. You can check out Night Living Dreads podcast every Wednesday. Go there, Night of the Living Dreads.com. You can hear it on Stitcher, Spotify, wherever they're on Facebook, group page, all that good stuff. I want to thank all you guys, man, for hanging out with me. We had some hosts. One was down with a toothache. One was just having some issues, couldn't get on. So you guys stepped up. I appreciate you guys. Again, thank you, Frank and Liz, for producing. I was a bad boy. I got put in Facebook timeout. And hey, we'll be back next week. Have a good night.
See you guys later. Thank you.